You know, after 9 weeks of listening to Jeff Meacham talk about how he's the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed, no DQ wrestling trivia champion, I felt that it was not only my duty, but my privilege to have the opportunity to erase all of that from history and start anew. And if you watched episode 10, you know what happened. But if you did not, spoiler alert, the undefeated is undefeated no longer. You know, I did watch episode 10 quite a few times actually because I enjoyed it. And I saw some of the comments that some people made in regards to the challenge, saying that Jeff was still their champion, that all of a sudden all the people that were against Jeff being champion in the first place all of a sudden came to his aid once he lost, as if you're some kind of humanitarian. But the fact of the matter is, people still said it was rigged, or it was fixed, or something of the like, that it was storyline that I demolished Jeff. I'm going to tell you something. Those questions, whether anybody likes it or not, are only known by Aaron before they get asked on the show. I have no knowledge, Jeff has no knowledge, nobody on the show has any knowledge of what questions are going to be asked. So for those people questioning the legitimacy of the competition, you might want to figure out another excuse for why Jeff defeated the previous 9 so easily, except for me. And then on episode 10, I wiped the floor with Mr. Meacham. And then people said I cheated because I was looking down. For those people who said that, first of all, I was focused. And you're also looking for an excuse for why Jeff lost. And quite frankly, there's not one that exists. The only excuse, which isn't even really an excuse, it's just the truth. Jeff lost because I was better that day. Now, if there's one thing I know about Jeff Meacham, it's that he is highly, highly competitive. And I know for a fact, when we face off again in the beginning of Season 2, that he is going to come at me with everything that he has. He is going to study nonstop. I'm sure he studied nonstop from the end of the taping once he knew that he had to regain his championship. So he has gone from then to now until the very beginning of episode number 11. And he's studying, and that's fine. I like a challenge. I in fact thrive on being pushed to my limits, especially now that I have something to fight to keep. But Jeff, I mentioned this on Twitter, and I just have to say that if you want competitive, you have no idea what you are dealing with. I grew up in a family where we played board games, and we got into physical altercations over board games. You know, games that are supposed to be fun and great for the whole family, a bonding experience. Well, guess what? That was my bonding experience growing up. Competitive to the point of being cutthroat with your own family. That's how I was raised. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. So Jeff, if you think that your little promise that you will leave NoDQ.com forever, that you will step away from wrestling trivia forever should I beat you again, is going to make me take any sort of pity on you, you're absolutely wrong. Jeff, we've been friends for probably about 11 years now. Outside of NoDQ, outside of doing the shows together and whatnot, we've actually communicated on pretty much a daily basis over the last 11 years. And as close to you as I am, as close as friends as we are, as much as we trust each other with information that doesn't even have to pertain to professional wrestling, if you think for 1 second that I am going to let you come on episode 11 and absolutely demolish me just so you can stay a part of the NoDQ universe, just so you can compete and do your wrestling trivia, just so you can uphold the one thing that you say you do better than anybody else, I'm not going to do it. Jeff, I won this championship after steaming over a 1-point loss for 2 months. It took everything in me to not drive myself to the point of insanity, to the point of obsession over becoming champion, but holding this right here, I'll tell you, is one of the best feelings in the world. To know that you are the best in the world at something. And that's something I've always wanted to be. The absolute best in the world. And this is a world championship. You defeated people in Australia and Canada, all over the place, to become champion, to stay champion. So the No DQ Wrestling Trivia Championship is an official world championship. So when we meet, episode 11, the best in the world, the Pennsylvanian sensation. No, you know what, since I'm champion of the world, I'm not just the sensation of Pennsylvania, because that's already been established. I will be the sensation of every nation. In episode 11, Jeff Meacham, your career, everything that you've had with NoDQ.com, it comes to an end at the hands of your reigning, defending, undisputed NoDQ.com World Wrestling Trivia Champion, Greg Cherry. And to paraphrase one of the greatest stables in the history of the business, if you're not down with that, I've got 2 words for you.